For a couple of months, I have been trying to use AI to make my content creation way seamless. Like I have to spend, instead of 10 hours, just 1 hour a week, that kind of stuff. But I kept hitting this wall over and over again. It's that every time I tried to use a new tool, it would take hours and hours to learn it, almost to the point where it wasn't even worth using the tool in the first place. That same thing happened with making YouTube thumbnails. And so instead of just giving up on this AI tool, I thought it'd be helpful, maybe you'd be interested in learning what are the things that go well with using AI to make thumbnails, but then what are also some of the struggles? That way you can see in real time how I try to overcome them, and then you can dive right in knowing all the mistakes and just completely avoid them, saving you hours and hours of time. So if you want to learn how to use AI to make thumbnails, you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit subscribe and let's dive into the computer. So first I'm going to dive into what does my thumbnails look like so far. And the reason is because I want you to see some of the successes and then some of the definite failures. As you go through, starting from the bottom, make content fast. This one did really good. In fact, it's the highest views I have on my account right now. And part of it is that I went ahead and I found another person's thumbnail and I just took elements from it and put my face on it. And that face is actually AI generated. If you look right here, it's AI generated. You know, look at that picture, look at me. Like not exactly the same, but looks pretty similar. And that's what got me hooked. That's what got me paying almost $40 a month for this specific AI tool, because it got 257 views on one of my first videos. I thought this was amazing. And then the second one happened. And now we see that there's 17 views. The third one, 17 views. The fourth one, I just kind of gave up and said, you know what? I'm just going to put a picture of myself and then have AI make the background. Womp. All these videos started doing bad until I again went and copied someone else. I found some other YouTube thumbnail, and that's this avoid this trap right here. And I took the idea and then I made something similar to it that got 145 views. I started to know this pattern that if I try making things all by myself, right, I just am not creative enough and not good enough at design to make a YouTube thumbnail that's gonna look good. Instead, I'm following a formula to find what works in other people's thumbnails and then to copy that. So the first thing is, no matter what AI tool, you need to find a formula that works. And so I'm gonna go over that today on how you can find winning thumbnails in like 5-10 minutes. It's really easy. The second thing is the problem with the AI. If you look at these, it has pictures of myself for the AI generated images, but they don't really look like me. So the avoid this one here, which again, only 6 views, right? That has my actual face, an actual picture. You look at the avoid this trap, right? Before you touch AI, watch this. That has my actual face. When you look at these other ones down here, like I wasted 6 months on lead magnets, right? It kind of looks like me, not really, right? And so a lot of my struggle has been that the AI is not able to learn what is my face. And so today my goal is I'm going to try to fix that and successfully make a thumbnail for probably this video, to be honest, and have it generate a face that looks like mine. So I've kept it a secret for a little bit, but the tool that I use, or that I'm trying to use, is called Pixels AI. And the reason why I liked Pixels AI is because of the promise. The promise that it gave is that you can take a winning formula, you can copy someone else's thumbnail, and you can actually copy it and just swap your face. Now, I don't want to do anything that infringes on copyright, so I usually try to have something that's a little bit different, right? Something that makes it unique, but the concept is really cool. And so I saw a couple other creators who did it. It looked fantastic. I thought, hey, I give it a try. But I kept running into this issue where it's not capturing my face. And so just so you can see what it looks like here, right? So I can either do a prompt, I can recreate, so I actually upload a thumbnail of someone else that I like. I can do edits, I can get ideas for titles, I can even get, analyze to kind of see what do you think about my thumbnail. Mostly what I've been using is the recreate. And what happens is you put in, let's go and say I want to copy this thumbnail, right? Diary of a CEO. So I copy the URL link, I can boom, paste it, and it's going to automatically use the thumbnail from that video. Now that alone, I could just say, hey, I want to change this, this, and this about it. But if I want to actually put my face on there, they have what's called personas, right? And so I can click on personas. Joe, that's me. And I'm going to click Joe as that's the persona I want to use. Now, it's the same. So if I go ahead and do this, and I hit generate, it goes by a credit system. You can actually sign up and figure out all about the credits. But every action you do actually costs credits. That's one of the downsides. Okay, so right there, it did not a bad job. Like, it had my face. It actually kind of looks legit. But here's the problem. That worked that time. Let me show you some of the other ones that I've done. This was me just working yesterday. Like, that looks nothing like me, right? Compare this one versus today, where all I'm doing is changing the face. And so there's a couple of things that I think are important is to note that it's not going to get it correct every single time. And for YouTube, if you are a face forward account, if you're someone who's trying to build a personal brand, for example, then having your same face on the thumbnails so it's recognizable, that's important. So how do we solve this problem? Sometimes it's spitting out an image of my face, and then sometimes it's instead putting this weird face that's not even really mine. There's two options. One, I only told it to change my face. Like, that's the only thing I did. So that could be the reason why it's able to focus more correctly on changing my face. The other is that, or the images for my persona, it had a face like that, right? I took a bunch of pictures of myself and I just uploaded it to create my persona. So today I'm going to create a new persona. I'm going to upload like 15 pictures and see if that makes a difference. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So I took a bunch of photos. I'm going to upload it now and then see what happens. So coming here to make a new persona, create Joe plus beard. Okay, I'm gonna upload these. Okay, it costs 200 credits. So this is the thing about Pixels that kind of stinks, is every time you want to make a persona, it costs 200 credits. You cannot edit it once you've made a persona. So I already made one and then I was trying to edit it and add some more photos to make it better. Can't do that. I'm gonna upload all of these images. Before I do anything, I'm gonna teach you how to find a winning thumbnail. This is something I learned from another content creator. So shout out to Dr. Matt Shiver. He's amazing. Check out his YouTube channel. I'm gonna go onto YouTube and I have downloaded what's called vidIQ. And right here you see where it says 252 VPH. That's 252 views per hour, right? And then 2.7, that's the outlier score. So this tells me if compared to their other videos on that same channel, if this one's doing really well. The reason this matters is because I can go through and look for outliers, because outliers are gonna have stunning thumbnails, they're gonna have really good titles, and the content is gonna be really good. But you need to have good thumbnails and you need to have good titles before anyone's gonna digest the content. So if I want to talk about a certain topic, like if I type Pixels AI thumbnail, boom, I can look at, what I can do is I can find which thumbnails are performing the best. Now as I go through here, this is 5 times outlier score. So it has him, you know, click-through rate, so there's like some visual proof that this is making improvements, and then king, right? It's showing that, hey, Pixels is amazing. Is this legal? It's like making this curiosity. So that's one thing that I could use. As I go through now, I keep scrolling. This is 3 times, 82. Here's what's crazy is that thumbnail does not look anything incredible. So what I do is I'm gonna click on Chris with Men Media, and I'm gonna look, is that pretty much what he always does? Yeah, this is his theme, right? And these are all outliers. They're all performing really well for some reason. And most of this is specific program reviews. So, you know, how to use Riverside.fm, how to do Restream, like honest reviews of using these products. Now, that is earning him also, it says on Quick Channel Stats, 1,000 to 3,000 estimated monthly earnings from doing that kind of stuff. 8.8 minutes. Like, I can really dive into this guy's analytics and understand what's making his content good. For now, I'm just gonna say, okay, maybe I could copy something like that. It seems like that's his style though. So I'm gonna keep looking. I think I'm gonna use this one here, okay? So Yuri van Hofwegen, I don't think I said that right. He has a lot on Pixels. In fact, I've seen at least, like, just scrolling through here, a couple of them, and I've watched a couple of his videos. So what I can do is I can click on the thumbnail and it also shows the changes, and then go to Pixels. So I'm gonna do recreate, Joe plus beard, pasting that. And let's see, what do I wanna replace on there? I'm gonna say, instead of saying goodbye thumbnail design, let's do something else. Okay, so change the words to best AI tool for 2026, the icons, ChatGPT, Claude with the red. We'll see what it does. I'm gonna generate. Hey. That's actually not that bad. I feel like it's a little bit more accurate to my face, has a little bit of the beard, best AI tool for 2026. Now it's going to give me a score, okay? Virality, not so great. Idea, it's gonna give you a bunch of stuff. You could do a one-click fix. Now, I'll be completely honest. Every time I do a one-click fix, it almost always ruins the face. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm burning my credits for you. Click on the score, one-click fix, 20 credits. Let's see what it does. Now it's gonna keep the original. Okay, so comparing them, it's a little different. That actually doesn't look too bad. So do kind of like an A/B test on YouTube to see if the second one does any better. They're pretty much the same, just my facial expression's different. So we'll see what it does. If you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe. And I actually have some other videos about how to use AI to make content. You go ahead and find that here, and I will see you in the next one.